Okay, guys, so this is going to be like the kind of start of the introduction into what my husband and I are going on for our journey. We are starting a new journey, a new chapter in our life. Um, so, if you have been with us through the beginning, through all of it, then you know how I'm going to do a quick recap here to catch people up, maybe that doesn't have that knowledge. You can go back and watch the videos. Um, Quick recap is that my husband and we had Bubba, and after I had to have a C-section with Bubba. And when I had the C-section with Bubba, afterwards I ended up having a pulmonary embolism and requiring me to go on to blood thinners. Well, when you are on blood thinners, you are not to get pregnant. Like, it's just a no-go. Like, there's so many problems and it's bad. So you're not supposed to get pregnant. Little before that, I just don't like having my babies in the hospital just because. Like, it's just not for me. I have had two of my children in the hospital, and I like having at-home births. That's just an at-home birth setting. I just don't like hospitals. That's just me. I love being able to birth how I want to, being up walking around. I absolutely love my midwife. And with Bubba, I got sent to the hospital because I ended up having gestational diabetes, and we caught it too late, and there was no way to control it. And Jason creates big babies because like our babies are like over 9 pounds. They were expecting Bubba to be really big, like real big, and since Ruth Ann and Penelope kind of got stuck during the home births, they didn't want to take that chance with Bubba. So I got sent to the hospital, and they right away were like, we're going to do a C-section. We're not even going to chance it because you and him together have big babies, and now you have gestational diabetes. So this is going to be a big baby, and we don't even want to take the chance of even trying to push him out if something seriously does and he gets stuck. So I was like, okay. And while they were saying all that, I am already emotionally messed up because I can't have the birth that I want, and I have gestational diabetes, and it's the last length of the pregnancy, so I'm just like, ugh. And they were like, well, you have 8 kids. Why don't you consider getting your tubes tied? And I was like, no, I'm not ready for that. And it just kept coming. They just kept doing it. And I was like, freak. So I finally gave in, and I was like, okay. And they were like, well, we can't actually we can do the tie your tubes, but it's either pay for the C-section or pay for tying your tubes, and you need to pay for the C-section first so you can come back. So we didn't have the funds to pay for the C-section and for the having my tubes tied. So she's like, you can come back. And I was like, no, like, I am not coming back for this. When she asked me at my 6-week checkup, after I had him, when they found that pulmonary embolism, I was like, no, like, no, you guys are not cutting into me again. It's not happening. Like, this freaked my body out. No, it's just no. So I'm still emotional, and I'm looking at my husband, and I'm like, so you got to get fixed. And my husband's like, no, I want more. I know we're going to want eventually more kids. And he's like, I want more kids. But then the pulmonary embolism hit, and the doctors again were telling us, you cannot get pregnant, do not get pregnant. And again, I'm emotional because, like, I almost died. And so I'm emotional again. And then all of a sudden, I go, and they're like trying to diagnose me either with the sarcoidosis or the lymphoma. So I'm going to the Cancer Institute, and I'm like, yeah, we can't have any kids right now. Like, this is not possible. Like, the doctor's just like, you don't want to take that chance. And so we were getting told by different doctors, get fixed. You have 8 kids. Stop. You know? And so it just kind of beat down, and I was like, hey, yeah, we're going to go get you fixed. So my husband, against his will, but he's seen why too, and we both were in agreement that my body just was telling us no kids. And emotionally, I was like, yeah, I think I'm good. And my husband went and got fixed. Well, I am now in remission, and we are my body is finally going back to normal, and my periods are coming back to normal and things like that. And with sarcoidosis, it messes with your periods and it messes with your reproduction system. And for a long time, I couldn't feel myself ovulating anymore. Now, when I say I couldn't feel myself ovulating anymore, ever since I was a little girl, I have been, and started my menstrual cycle, I have been able to feel myself get ready to ovulate and ovulate. Like, I've just been in tune with my body like that. I was just one of those lucky people. So yeah. And I just, like, I stopped feeling that, and I was like, ooh, like, what is going on? And I was like, okay. And, like, this one time, I had 2 periods in less than, like, a month. They were, like, 2 weeks apart. I was like, what the frick? And so, you know, I went to my doctors and stuff. They were like, yeah, it's totally normal when you have sarcoidosis. It messes with your cycle and stuff. And they're like, plus you were on blood thinners and things like that. And I was able to stop the blood thinners. And during that time, and a little bit, like a couple months after that, my periods were horrific. Like, horrific, you guys. Like, just overflow. Like, I know too much information, but it was bad. And then the sarcoidosis hit, and my periods kind of, like, would be between, like, 3 to 5 days, and then some of them would be like 8 days, and some would be light, and some would be super heavy. And I just, like, I felt myself like wasn't feeling myself ovulating. Like, I wasn't having that pain anymore. I wasn't having, like, any of that, but I was still having a period. Now, you can still have a period even when you're not ovulating, y'all. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's just my body would peak up and get ready to, but I just didn't feel it. I just didn't feel, like, the ovulation. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna see if I am and stuff like that. And I just never did. You know what I mean? So I was thinking, oh my God, just, like, I'm not ovulating right. I'm not ovulating. My body's, like, telling me, like, there's something wrong with my reproduction system, like, and things like that. So I just wanted to make sure that my body is doing what it's supposed to be doing now that my body is back to where it's supposed to be at. And what I mean by this is I'm in full remission. I had my heart checked, I had my organs checked, did all that. Like, today I just had my appointment with my pulmonologist to have my lungs checked and everything checked to make sure that I'm still in remission, because we got the okay from all of my doctors, from my primary, from my pulmonologist, from my heart doctor, from my neuro doctor, the okay to start trying to have kids. Because once I got into remission and I made sure that everything was good in my body, we want more kids. Well, my husband wants another baby, and I'm on board. I'm okay, let's do this. So we agreed that we are going to try to have another baby. And since my body was so off, and since my body was just, like, so, you know, not doing what it was supposed to be doing, and now that my body is good, I want to make sure that my part is being done, because my husband, as you know, we have it scheduled for next month, and we are coming towards the end of June, and it's going to be July 26th. We are leaving, and my husband is getting a reversal. Now, I love my husband so much. And this truly just shows how much my husband loves me, because he is willing to go get snipped and then get it redone for me. Like, what more? Like, like, no. So yeah, so that's happening. So that is happening. And I just thought that for the rest of this month, I just wanted to make sure that I am actually ovulating. Now that my period, like, I'm loving my period right now, you guys, because my periods right now are, like, perfect. Like, for the last couple of months, like 3 months, my periods are, like, I love my periods because, like, I'll start to spot, and then I'll have, like, one day of, like, a heavy flow, and then it, like, tapers off. Like, oh my gosh, like I have like my periods were usually like pain, like a lot of pain and just cramping and just like the whole time I'm like, oh, like, you know, one of those. I'm like heavy. And then just imagine I already had that kind of period, and then on and with everything that happened with the blood thinners and stuff, it was horrific. And now my periods are like perfect. And I don't want to jinx it, but my periods are like perfect right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna wood because like I only start to cramp. I noticed it the last like about 4 months, 3 to 4 months, that my body is starting to cramp again before my periods. I'm starting to feel my ovulation, like my full blown ovulation again. And I'm like, I'm excited. So, since my husband, like I said, so since my husband is going to get his reversal, I thought this month I would track to make sure that I'm actually ovulating, that my body is not just lying to me, and that I'm not getting too excited about it and it's not actually happening. So today is June 27th, and I started my period on the 13th, and I had it 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I had it for a full 6 to 7 days, which was perfect. And my periods are normally between 29 to 31 days apart. It's always been like that. I've never had anything shorter except for the last 2 years with all of this happening. Horrific. Like I said, I had a couple of periods that were less than 2 weeks apart. Like it was horrific. Like no. Oh my God. I feel bad for people that do have that. Like, oh man. So my period is going back to normal. Finally, but better. But like way better. And some people might even be thinking, well, what about your weight? Like that could be it too that did it to you. It's not my weight. I have always been a curvy big girl, and my weight has never come into question or complicated or came into complications or complicated my fertility or my period or anything like that. So that's never been an issue. Even though I am at my heaviest that I've been, but I've been in this weight range since Nellapie, and Nellapie is now 4 years old. So yeah, and I had Beba and we totally good. So that's never been an issue. That's not an issue. It was the issue of the blood thinners almost dying, the sarcoidosis, and my body like trying to die on me and me trying to save it. And it worked, and here I am. So my body is back to normal, and like back to what I was saying though. But like I said, I just want to make sure that I'm doing my part and my body is doing its part for this. Now with sarcoidosis though, with like there's not very much research, and it just varies on each pregnancy. Like a pregnancy can make you have a flare up after, like you could totally come out of remission, and it just depends. Like it literally just depends on the person. And in the sarcoidosis groups that I'm part of, people were like, yeah dude, I had a massive flare up after I had the baby, and some were like, no, like I went into remission and the baby, you know, things like that. And it is possible, you know, and like I said, I just had my MRI scan to make sure that I'm still in remission, and it's the go ahead to start trying for the baby and to get my body mentally and stuff to make sure that, so that way, because of course I can't get MRIs, I can't do the CT, I can't do any of the testing and stuff like that to make sure that I'm still in remission while I'm pregnant. You just can't do it. So yeah. And like you can't do any of the treatment or anything like that while you're pregnant either. So I just have to, yeah. So we're gonna pray for good results. Okay, but back to what I was saying. And they were just saying that some did and some didn't. And one of the good things though about getting pregnant with sarcoidosis is the baby can actually save the mother's body. Now, what I mean by this is like when you are pregnant, if there is something wrong or broken in your body, the baby will send its stem cells to repair that organ or repair that part of the mother's body for survival. So there's that, which is fantastic. So even if I am out of remission right now with these new test results that we just did to make sure that I'm still in remission, if it comes back that I'm not, I'm still going to go ahead with the pregnancy, because it's just it's worth it. A child is worth it, and I will risk that because it will be my baby. So yeah, and the baby can repair the damage that is being done, which is fantastic, and can totally put me into remission. And even if I am in remission and I go through the pregnancy and everything's good, there is a small chance that yes, I am going to have another flare up afterwards. But during that pregnancy, the baby will be helping to repair like any issues that are in my body at that time. So it will totally prepare my body just in case we do have a flare up afterwards. And then there's a chance that there isn't going to be a flare up afterwards, which is fantastic, which we are going to hope and pray for. Yes. So yeah, so there's that. So the next video that you're actually going to see, because I'm already filming this after I did the ovulation tests this morning. So the next thing that you guys are going to be seeing is the ovulation test from this morning that I had done. Now, I've never done them before, and I've never used the digital ovulation before, so this is going to be new. I did try it yesterday because, like I said, I'm on cycle day 15. And it said to start testing like on like cycle day 10 and 11, but I was not about to waste those tests like that, because you know how much those tests cost? Yeah, no. So what I personally decided to do, now let me make a disclaimer. Read the instructions, read it all, go through it, follow it. The only reason why I decided to do this is because, like I said, I am one of those lucky people that get those cramps and stuff, and it is in tune with my body for when I start to ovulate and I get into that part of my cycle. So I started testing yesterday because I started cramping and I started like, ooh, here comes ovulation. So I decided to, and I got a flashy smiley face yesterday. And I was like, oh, I should have recorded, but I was like, wait, we can just start tomorrow, which is today. So you guys are going to see that part, and I knew it was going to be a blinky smiley face, so my body is telling me right. You know what I mean? But since I've never used the ovulation before, I decided the digital ovulation before, what I decided I was going to do was also go and to the dollar store and get the dollar store ovulations. Now, because I just wanted to make sure, you know what I mean? And people were posting that they were kind of having problems with that digital ovulation thing, so I just wanted a backup and to be sure. Are you playing outside? Can you go finish playing outside, please? Okay, tell Sissy Vina to do it for you. Tell Sissy Vina to turn it on for you. They're outside playing in the little kiddie pool off of the slide, going into the little kiddie pool. Tell Sissy Vina to do it for you, to put fresh one in there. Okay. 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 So that is, yeah, they're outside playing. So I got the dollar store ones just to kind of be sure and make sure, just for my personal verification and my personal preference. So that came back like almost positive. So I also started doing a little like app to track my periods, because I wanted to make sure that my periods were actually that far apart, because I was just kind of mentally doing it and like on my cell phone and stuff like that, and I just wanted to keep better track of it. And so I started doing that. Is that a dirty towel? Go get a clean towel. And so I started doing that, and came up flashy, and the dollar store one came up, but not like dark like I'm about to ovulate. So I'm thinking maybe tomorrow, because of how dark they were. I didn't take it out to show you how dark it was, but I popped out like the other one, because you're supposed to pop it out after and all that stuff, and it was pretty dark, but not like dark. And the dollar store one you guys will see in the next video. So you guys are actually going to go through all of this with me, and you guys are going to go through that every day, and I'm just hoping that you guys stay tuned, and hopefully we end with a pregnancy and it goes healthy and smoothly, and we are blessed again. Now people may be like, but you already have 8 kids, why do you want more? Like, should you really be having more? Well, you know, the thing is it's what we want to do. Doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter to us. We don't care. We we let that get in the way of us doing that when we agreed for one of us to be fixed, and we will not be making that mistake again. Like, I totally regret that. Like, I regret it big time, because then we wouldn't even have to do the reversal and spending the money for that. And we are forking over some money for this reversal. Like, we have to travel out of state. I mean, we have to travel out of town, like a 5-hour drive to go and do this. And yeah, so we're shelling out. Yeah. So, and we saved for it. And if you, okay, yeah, but mommy's recording right now, so can you go over there, please? Okay. Thank you. So we are good, and we just don't care what anybody thinks. We're gonna make our family, and hopefully you guys will be here for it and be joining us. If you are just now joining us on this, then yeah, and we will let you guys know, like, you guys will be there when we do the reversal. Well, you guys are gonna be in the like room or whatever, but you guys are gonna be on that journey with us for it all. And so I'll be posting videos weekly, or maybe every day while I'm doing the ovulation, to make sure that I'm actually ovulating on time and doing, my body's doing what it's supposed to be doing, like I think it is finally after 2 years. So, and then you guys will be going on the road trip with us while we go and do that, meeting the doctor and the surgery and the check-in, and then afterwards, and hubby healing and doing his whole little thing, and then us hopefully getting pregnant within a couple of months. Because from like the research, talking to the doctor and stuff like that, because the doctor we chose is, we are hoping, we did his references, and I looked him up for like almost 2 years. So yeah, so we picked him, and we just we read and thing like that, like the sooner that you get the reversal, the better your chances are. And it has been 2 years now, so we have a very good chance. And I just want to make sure that my body is going to give us that chance. And we're supposed to go back after the surgery for them to like check the sperm and whatever else, but there's actually an at-home sperm kit. And I think we're actually going to try that just to make sure we check on our own before we go to the doctor to see if these little swimmers are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So yeah, so you guys are going to go through all that with us and see if this reversal works. And hopefully, like I said, we get our baby bundle of joy. So yeah, but I'm getting like other things done too right now. Like I'm editing some other videos because I haven't put up a video in a while. Just been kind of busy. So yeah, so there's that. And I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys soon. Morning, everyone. And so I am on cycle day 15 if we go by like the first day of my last period. So to track, I am using the Clear Blue ovulation tests, and to make sure that, because I've never actually used this before, I've never actually used any of it before, and I decided to actually go to the dollar store to get the ovulation predictor from there as well, just to do it. And by this, when I make sure to read the instruction guides, because some people are getting confused on it. So my cycle, now that it's starting to regulate and go back to normal, is between 29 to 30 days. So, and that's usually what my cycle usually has been my entire life. It was off for almost 2 years. So this is why I'm using the ovulation stuff, to make sure that I'm still ovulating now that my body is getting back to normal. So, and I'll be actually making another video to put in front of this one to explain why I'm doing this. So I already have my little, I'm not going to show you, but I have my little there from this morning, and we are going to test it. So I'm going to do the this one first. And I think, how many? Like 3 drops. Okay. Okay. And then with this, you insert this here. See if I can do it with one hand. Get it in there. And then they said it should like click on. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see if I can get this off. Okay, and this you have to put in your urine for 15. So I'm gonna do that real quick. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I'll do a little couple seconds because I didn't do the Mississippi's. So yeah. So I'll leave it just a couple seconds more. And then it's supposed to start like doing like the little flashy, so hopefully the couple extra seconds counted for the Mississippi's. Okay. Oh, okay, there it goes. And this is supposed to take up, the dollar store one is supposed to take up to 5 minutes. And then this also is 5 minutes. So I will be right, I'm going to set an alarm and I'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. Okay, guys. So I'm back and here it is. So I've got a flashy and I'm almost there, which means by like the Clear Blue Easy, which means, as you guys can see, it just means I'm at a high fertility, which means I'm getting ready to ovulate, like my body is gearing up. So, and from what I've been reading on this, because I did actually try this yesterday too, for the first time. So, I did get a flashy because like I said, I can feel myself getting ready to ovulate. So I started cramping yesterday, so I decided to do it. But today I decided to record and start recording for you guys. So I'm in high fertility, and it says that you can actually get like a flashy face for some people for like 10 days. But I don't think mine's gonna take that long, hopefully. So we will see. So my body is gearing up for ovulation, so let's hope that it does ovulate and ovulation does come, okay? So that is what I am tracking, to make sure that my body is back on course and my body is doing what it's supposed to be doing. And this says that I'm gearing up to ovulate and to be intimate and do all that. But of course, even if we are intimate right now, not going to do nothing because his reversal isn't until next month. So yeah. So you guys are just going to kind of, like I said earlier in the video, that I'm actually going to start doing to put in front of this one on my way. I am going to track it to make sure that my body's back to normal. My body is getting back to normal and I'm ovulating again, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing now that my body is finally in remission and doing better. And my cycles are getting back to normal, and we got the okay to start trying for another baby. So, and we want another one. So, yeah. So here you go. Day 15, and we will do this again tomorrow morning to see if anything has changed. Okay, thanks guys.